Welcome back to Key Auto, and today we're going to be doing Daily Race B at Mount Panorama in the Lamborghini. For this race, we're going to be doing something a little different, as most of the race will be in the cockpit view. This race, I must say, was pretty exciting. It kept me on my toes from start to finish, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Lately, I have been doing more and more races with the manual transmission, as I've seen this switch from an automatic transmission to a manual transmission has made significant improvements to my times. Racing with the manual transmission on GT Sport allows me the freedom to make more corrections to my car on the go while driving, and also gives me more acceleration points out of the corners. On previous GT titles, such as GT5 and downward, I have always used the manual transmission. I felt more comfortable using the manual transmission, and I actually felt the opposite with the automatic transmission. But I never really used the manual transmission much in GT Sport for some odd reason. Some would call it sheer laziness. Yeah, let's just blame it on sheer laziness. But now I see what I've been missing. Up ahead of me, the person in PA, he gets loose. And because I'm too focused on them, I follow their bad path, and I miss a great overtaking opportunity. I take the corner a little too wide, and I end up in the grass, which causes me to lose ground on P8, the car in front of me, but allows the guy in the WRX behind me to attempt a daring move. Luckily for me, no one should ever attempt to make a move where he attempts, and he quickly ends up in the wall for being a little too aggressive. So let's take a closer look and see what exactly led up to the cause of the WRX smashing into the wall. Now, I do admit, my driving line was all over the place. And once we hit the top of the hill, it wasn't too clear where I was going to exactly end up. So I can't blame the WRX for attempting the move. So if you're watching, I do apologize. So as I approach the backstretch, I have in mind at the end of this stretch is a hard break into a turn left and then a quick turn right. So I'm pretty much banking on a few drivers missing their braking points and ending up in the gravel, or being punted off and ending up in the gravel. And when they end up in the gravel, it takes them a good while to get back on the track. As I approach the end of the straight, I see a caution. And would you look at that? My thoughts have manifested a perfect overtaking opportunity. And I'm happy to take it. Let's take a more cinematic look at what has just occurred. P8 stalls out because of a hole in his radiator, I believe, so I'll move past him rather quickly, and look who it is. I'll take that.
That'll be $8.
Damn, son.
As we approach the last turn on lap 1, we have now moved up 2 positions. From starting at P9, we are now P7. As I come out of turn 1 on now lap 2, I have my eyes set on the Corvette, the yellow Corvette, ahead of me. So I graciously slide into his slipstream in hopes of creating an overtaking opportunity on the next upcoming 3 turns. The yellow Corvette ahead of us, he hits the dirt in the entrance of the turn and gets a little loose and kicks up a bunch of dust. So I attempt to make my move, but his slip up was not enough to break his momentum, so I'm stuck behind him until further notice. On the previous turn, I applied a little bit too much brake pressure, and I normally do this on Mount Panorama because that particular section of the course I'm not that confident in, which is my fault to nobody else's. I do need to practice on that, but this allows the Corvette to pull away and break the toe. As we approach the end of the hill and hit the last turns, the Corvette in front of us slips on a banana peel and ends up in the wall. with that mistake, Miss Frizzle and the Magic School Bus makes their move and takes P6 away from me. As we approach the final turn, I block off the inside because the Corvette that crashed into the wall earlier was also attempting to make a move on me. Too bad for him, I had a daddy in my life. So let's take a closer look. As we approach the last turn, Zypher 999 in the yellow Corvette is attempting to make a move. The gentleman in P6 moves right to take an outside to inside line. I stay inside to force the Corvette to stay put by leaving him no overtaking opportunities anywhere. This move not only allows me to save a possible overtake from a driver with more momentum than me, but it also sets me up to slide in the slipstream of the driver ahead of me. As we enter the final lap, I am hoping to replicate the same results that I manifested on the previous lap. So I slide into the driver's slipstream ahead of me and hope for the best. Because at this point, it's all or nothing. As we approach turn 2, I miss my braking point and I take a wide line. Entering turn 3, I stick to a stream and I follow the toe up into turn 4. As we approach turn 6, I start to realize he's pulling away from me. But I kind of expected this because, like I said previously in the video, this particular section of the course, I'm not that great at it. So, like I said, I expected this to happen. I'm just hoping that I can make it up on some of the upcoming turns and reduce the gap. Well, that's pretty much it, because at this point, I'm pretty sure I would finish the race in P7, barring someone doesn't make a mistake. As I enter the second to last straight, it's pretty clear to me that I'm on an island, all alone. There's plenty of room in front of me, and there's plenty of room in the rear. So finishing P7 is pretty much a done deal. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining. In my previous video, I talked about starting to do videos from the cockpit. How'd you like that addition? Let me know down in the comments. Currently, I'm working on a live streaming schedule because I've been doing way more live streams, and I feel like there's a schedule that needs to be put out for you guys to actually join my live streams and, feel more a part of what's going on. So remember to follow me on all social media outlets to stay up to date. Once again, I appreciate you all, and until next time.